news today, Prime Minister Jeremiah Manele urges stronger regional unity at the PESA Plus Ministerial Meeting. The National Consumer Price Index remains steady. First ever accountability forum on EU deforestation regulation. And coming up in sports, Australian Defence Force sports program visits Tulagi in Central Province. Hello and welcome. I'm Lisa Ossifello. Prime Minister Jeremiah Manele officially opened the 2025 PESA Plus Ministerial Meeting in Honiara, urging stronger regional unity, expanded labour mobility and deeper trade integration. He highlighted PESA Plus as a resilient framework and stressed the need for dedicated labour mobility funding from Australia and New Zealand as specific services, including tourism and digital trade, now dominate regional exports.
The PESA Plus implementation continues to strengthen our domestic private sectors, improve regional trade systems, expand market access, and support foundational reforms, such as streamlining border procedures with customs authorities, including the liaison with our customs authority.
Manele called for extending the Development and Economic Cooperation Programme beyond 2025 and outlined priorities such as boosting sustainable investment, aligning regional programs with PESA Plus goals and expanding market access. With Solomon Islands set to graduate from LDC status in 2027, he urged Pacific nations to speak with one voice to ensure economic stability and inclusive growth.
I acknowledge Australia and New Zealand for supporting PESA Plus through the Development and Economic Cooperation Programme over the past 5 years. Ladies and gentlemen, let me now turn to the arrangement on labour mobility under PESA Plus. This arrangement has become a cornerstone of opportunity for our people and a powerful contributor to regional economic development.
Australia and New Zealand will provide $170 million over 5 years to support PESA Island members of PESA Plus, the Regional Trade and Development Agreement. Announced at the 2025 Ministerial Meeting in Honiara, the funding will back trade, investment, e-commerce and labour mobility programs. PESA Plus, in force since 2020, offers Pacific countries tariff-free access to Australian and New Zealand markets. The Solomon Islands National Statistical Office reports that the National Consumer Price Index remains stable in October 2025 compared with the previous month. Now, year on year, prices have increased, reflecting ongoing inflationary pressures. The office noted that inflation calculated on a 3-month moving average was largely driven by domestic items, while imported goods contributed only minimally. Speaking to Tavuli News, Anna Luvo, Principal Statistics Economics, said that Solomon Islands inflation rate, calculated on a 3-month moving average basis, was positive 5.6% in October. Now, the corresponding inflation rate for imports was a positive 0.2%, while domestic items inflation rate was positive 7.9% for October 2025.
Index below October, compare golo no what na last month September. Mi fala say hem stable or say hem zero. Staka something up, staka something down, so hem stable zero. Inflation hem all by you sabe look like for lay people. Inflation no matter let's say hem go down. Hem no meaning that inflation go down. Yeah? Hem slow down no ma. Mi fala dream too na part blow. This one report from Mifal also give him now co-inflation or underlying inflation. What now actually really make him now movement yeah. So by Mifal out him now same Mifal call him put volatile items yeah. Got a bill nut, fuel or same. Because things here up down anytime no more. So mi fala garem inside law this fala consumer price index bulletin belum mi fala report him too kata imported items things him imported things where me produce him domestically then by looking that below domestic one and now hem baraba fire for apum na inflation rate o kata imported items below me because most o kata him control too. First one now, food and non-alcoholic beverages, him go down by 2.5%. This one, him now by again mostly him low market na. Time supply him high, price ba him go down na. You go away the kabis ba, mighty one but the price below him simolo no ma, or same. So that him now him or if other times where supply him short. Price shooty. So by looking food here, him go up too, yeah.
Monthly changes across major categories show mixed trends, with some areas experiencing price increase and others remaining stable or declining. Provincial rates indicate variation, highlighting that overall stability masks strong domestic price pressures.
Mifala garem Honiara, Gizo, Auki, and Noro. What a garem not weight, but what a garem weight. So Honiara hem garem more weight than what a Trifala sister province Blahemia. Okay. Anything hem happen lo Honiara, hem sabe influence him now full basket yeah. Because Honiara garem big weight. So lo here me garem Honiara index Blahem hem go down by 0.3%. Yeah. This fala food ya no more. Food ya hem go down yeah. Time him come hem influence him na that one yeah. So hem na main one yeah hem go down too because Honiara na pull him down. No matter blow Gizo and Auki maybe a little bit high, but because Honiara na weight blame him big, but him na a little bit pull him down or same.
The Solomon Islands government has announced support for the Red Cross-managed Special Development Centre school. During the school's closing ceremony, the Ministry of Infrastructure Development outlined initiatives including the repair of the existing school bus, the planned purchase of a new school bus with infrastructure upgrades including a drainage system and the installation of a borehole to provide clean water. The government acknowledged the Australian government's assistance in supporting these improvements. The school currently has 89 students with various impairments, with 3 senior students graduating this year. School principal highlighted challenges in inclusive education, including ageing facilities, the lack of a formal curriculum for children with special needs, and limited teacher training. He called for increased government and community support. Student representatives emphasized the need for equal access to education and recognition of abilities over disabilities. The school provides programs in literacy, life skills, livelihood training, physiotherapy, and Braille classes for visually impaired students. The closing ceremony concluded with student performances and a communal lunch. The government, through the Ministry of Rural Development, has launched the second phase of the People's Republic of China-funded Rural Sustainable Development Program, a partnership with China implemented by the Ministry of Rural Development. Since its start in late 2023, the initiative has provided more than 80 million Solomon dollars in grants to support community development across the country. Representing the Chinese Embassy in Solomon Islands, Chargé d'Affaires Yang Ji says that China is glad to support a wide range of small yet livelihood projects like rural sustainable development programs across the country.
The 2023 RSDP has benefited communities in 9 provinces of Solomon Islands. Under the program, fish centers, community clinics, school classrooms, roads, and other infrastructure have been built. Many equipment, facilities, and materials such as fishing boats, OBMs, building materials, water tanks have been delivered to local people.
Since 2023, the Rural Sustainable Development Program has benefited communities in 9 provinces of Solomon Islands through small projects like fish centres, community clinics, schools, classrooms, roads and other infrastructure. Permanent Secretary for the Ministry of Rural Development, John Mesite, said that this is slowly progressing, one that communities are benefiting from.
Yeah, coming back to my ministry and specifically what now the role of Ministry of Rural Development, as the name says, we are dealing with sectors rural development. Although the funding is about 80 million Solomon dollars and spread across Solomon Islands, but because we are doing targeted projects, impact plan by immediate and also measurable as well. So our team is putting systems. Already we have systems, but putting plans together for continue for doing follow-up monitoring law. These are specific projects apart from the core one, which is the Constituency Development Program. So this one works together with Constituency Development Program in terms of partnership and also core financing as well in some of our projects down local communities. So I think that's the beauty of how this structure is set up for implementation of this whole program.
The Solomon Islands Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the Media Association of Solomon Islands hosted an accountability forum today, Thursday, to examine the impacts of the European Union deforestation regulation on local exporters. The 3-hour event brought together representatives from the private sector, government, civil society and the media to discuss compliance requirements and explore recommendations.
Public forum and successful, and I think it's a reflection of how we can address some of our issues from different stakeholders who have come together for addressing some of the critical issues affecting now economic value, especially for this case, the productive sector, which is the agriculture. We really rely on them to drive the economy, more of a traditional driver of the economy. Apart from fisheries and mining and tourism and other sectors, but agriculture is more of a traditional driver of the economy. Kami stay waiting before come and it's now. So I think to me, I would like to register on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce to register our appreciation for Mercy.
I think it is very important for the media for him playing an active role in this issue. Because I'm really affecting now, but I'm affecting farmers, especially cocoa farmers and the agriculture industry, timber, where I contribute a lot to the economy. And not only that, we look at farmers globally, that are using cocoa to earn money for a lot of things, livelihoods block now. So the takeaway here is so that media will make sure this issue, people understand it. Taking awareness of people and especially for government too, for and survey what now important to issue and taking action.
Under the EU DRA, exporters of cattle, cocoa, coffee, palm oil, rubber, soy and wood to the EU must ensure products do not come from land deforested or degraded after the 31st of December 2020. Submit compliance statements and verify legality in the country of origin. The regulation presents both challenges and opportunities for Solomon Islands businesses, which rely on timber, cocoa and coconut exports to the EU.
There is some positive response coming out from that. I think it's good to hear from the government rep here that he will say, oh, we have the mapping, some respective ministries at the mapping. So they are mapping the partners in the respective ministries. I think it's good to know that for 2 years of talking about mapping, and now we just get that from that person that yes, there is mapping department. Yeah, so, yeah, then we taken him on board and try and approach him forestry division for the mapping thing and see if we can. But yeah, the fact that him being sort of raised and a lot of people were aware about the EUDR and the fact that by him come into force next year, June, I think we hope and hope no matter that every party is by him taken that seriously.
Yeah.
Sa mapping natin each ministry is especially with the agriculture and forestry. Also guarantee division after mapping the staffs with well knowledge and experience. Yeah? So the work of the national government is that we have to support people that would need them services. So as I have something to come up, then we have to cover how number ministerial level set them up, whether we are providing technical officer, providing training or how to do mapping. At least the ministry has got enough capacity and good so that we are providing knowledge and services to the people. Especially communities and other stakeholders.
The Youth Economic Climate Action Project conducted a mini cleanup campaign in Auki, Malaita Province on Thursday as part of its ongoing program activities. The project is implemented in partnership with the Solomon Islands National Youth Congress and Plan International Solomon Islands. The cleanup marked the completion of a 2-week training program for participating youths. According to Malaita Province Program Coordinator, the activity is the first carried out under the project in the province.
Gudokonal and Malaita, no Kumukama, Antioch, and Matarukanal, no Gudokonal Province, and no Malaita Province, no Oibola, no Masalabe, and no Oi Island, no East Malaita. The project started last year and ran this year and early next year. So most of the participants were come last week, and this week got come for junior level training side of business for supporting Bokatatu communities Blokata. And the project team helped for Bokata Stem Up Now Associations Blokata, a little bit after, but got a little bit support for some start for Waka. And this whole activity happened today. Auki, part of the cleanup campaign, and so finishing off now, so 2 weeks of training.
The project is being implemented in both Guadalcanal and Malaita provinces. Guadalcanal Program Coordinator Nixon Tula says the collaboration has enabled youths from the two provinces to share ideas, build capacity and carry out cleanup activity as part of their community service component.
Okay, so part of the training where people are designing with them of the youth is to do some community service, contribute to the community. Youths are a very active group of people, and they have the manpower, they have the energy, so we can organize them properly. They can contribute to a lot of community service and development the community living.
Moving on now to regional news, China has pledged new investment in Tonga during a meeting between President Xi Jinping and King Tupo in Beijing. President Xi Jinping says China would keep supporting Tonga's development and expand cooperation in trade, agriculture, fisheries, tourism and climate response. Tonga owes China about $112 million, nearly half its external debt. And repayments have become a major political issue. Australia and the US also provide significant aid as they compete with Beijing for influence. The leaders witnessed a new framework agreement to deepen economic ties. That's Regional Update. We've got the latest in sports. That's coming up next. Welcome back. Now in sports, today the Australian Defence Force Sports Program team visited the Central Province capital in Tulagi. Emma Komasi has the report.
Thanks, Lisa. I'm currently here in Tulagi with members of the Australian Defence Force women's futsal team who visited Tulagi Charles Woodford Stadium with the students from McMahon School. You can see at the background the students having interaction with the team for their second visit today here in Tulagi. This visit is part of the Australian Defence Force sport programs Return to Solomon Islands. The program aims to strengthen sporting ties and support development in schools and communities.
On behalf of the community of Tulagi, presentation of this Defence Force in Australia where we are today, are really good, especially involvement of the beginning. As you already witnessed how happy and how enjoy at the beginning. So at least this program has really setting social impact for community local. So what we like important level, let this be continued so that the beginning enjoy activity through sports.
Round liam ho honored and pleased for Garem Australian Defence Force joining me this afternoon. Yeah, I'm bringing out every pikinini, every family's friends bring me around liam and not enjoy too much this day. So thank you too much na for initiative blow groups where arrive waiting with me today. I think thank you too much na for this program.
The Australian Defence Force Sport Program team also presented gifts to the school of McMahon Primary School and hosted fun games to interact with students and the surrounding community.
So we've just come today to pretty much connect with the community, to play some sport and just pretty much promote our partnership with the country. We enjoy coming over here and playing with the kids, seeing what the locals are doing. It's always a highlight of our year. I think it's just pretty much seeing the smile on the kids' faces. We just love being able to bring our knowledge over here and again learn from the locals and just being able to pass on what we have.
Sport continues to play an important role in promoting peace and unity among communities through organized competitions and training programs. People are able to come together, build relationship, and develop their skills both on and off the field. For Tavuli News, Emma Komasi from Tulagi.
The Royal Solomon Islands Police Force, the RSIPF women's futsal team, will take on the Australian Defence Force women in an exhibition match on Friday this week, November 28th at the Friendship Hall in Honiara. The friendly match forms part of the Sports ADF International Sports Program currently underway in Solomon Islands. The game is scheduled to kick off at 3 p.m. with the gates opening at 2:30 in the afternoon. The entrance is free of charge and organisers are encouraging the public to come out in numbers to support both teams. The futsal showdown is expected to showcase talent, teamwork and competitive spirit, while further strengthening the sporting ties between Solomon Islands and Australia under the Solomon Islands-Australia Partnership. The Royal Solomon Islands Police Force women will be looking to put out a strong performance on the home ground, while the visiting ADF side brings experience and energy following a week of active engagement with local athletes and coaches. Sports fans, families and community members are invited to attend and enjoy what is promised to be an exciting and entertaining afternoon of sports. And that concludes our Tavuli News Bulletin for today. If you've missed out on any of our stories, you can still revisit on our social media platforms. That's on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, X and YouTube. Don't forget to follow us to stay up to date on the latest news and current affairs and stories that matter to you. I'm Lisa Alcifello. Thanks for joining us.